But right now, let's talk about the tragic death on The Bachelorette. Nancy, I know you were watching last night.
I was. I admit I'm a fan of the show, but in case you were not watching, here's what happened. One of the bachelors, Eric Hill, died in a paragliding accident shortly after he was eliminated from the show. So last night, the show remembered him. But the question is, how well did they handle this very delicate situation? We're talking to Eric's brother as we analyze the Bachelorette tribute. Was it sensational or was it sensitive?
I know this is difficult, even awkward to be here tonight, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's devastating, to even talk about it.
I don't envy the situation that ABC was in, given the circumstances.
In lieu of a rose ceremony, viewers watched a 6-minute, somewhat awkward Q&A between Chris and Andy about Eric's memory and last dramatic moments on the show.
I came on this to meet a person, not a TV actress.
Do you think I'm a TV actress? You think I'm doing a poker face right now?
Yeah.
For you to sit here and tell me that I have a poker face is so offensive.
Would you have changed anything? Would you have handled it differently?
It's not ideally the last conversation that I would want to have with somebody.
Eric's older brother Scott watched the final episode and spoke to us this morning from the family's hometown of Salt Lake City.
It's kind of a fine balance, I think, for anybody to deal with a situation like this. I thought they did a fine job. Love to have the opportunity to sit down with Andy and in person and kind of get her perspective off camera.
Thank you for your time.
Same.
Overnight, Bachelorette tweets have erupted to over 76,000 and counting. So we asked you on our Facebook page if the tribute was appropriate or not. And 68% agree with ABC, but many Bachelorette bloggers were not impressed.
Sadly, this episode was more about Andy than Eric. What kind of tribute is that?
This morning, we called up Chris Harrison to get his take.
After Eric said goodbye, it felt hollow and a little callous and disrespectful, and it just didn't feel right. And so we went back and tried to figure out what did feel appropriate, and it was to cut that out and to insert this interview, which we did just a few weeks ago, to talking about Eric. People also need to understand that this hasn't happened in the life of the show yet. He just left last night, but obviously he has not passed away. And so we're still actually going to have to deal with his death and how it actually affected everybody on the show.
Well, to pay tribute to Eric after his tragic passing, his family started the Live Like Eric Foundation to cherish his memory as a global trailblazer.
It's an opportunity to carry on his legacy through some projects, kind of redefining extreme philanthropy.
A beautiful idea. Well, here's my take on the whole thing. I'm glad that they got rid of the rose ceremony last night. It would have been inappropriate, felt inappropriate. It was a tough situation that ABC was in. However, I wanted to hear more from his family, not as much from Andy. And you just heard Eric's brother tell us they've set up a philanthropic foundation in Eric's honor, and I think that was a missed opportunity for the show. They could have brought some great awareness to the foundation.
It's definitely a difficult, delicate
it is.
television segment.